And when the people saw that Moshe was so long in coming down from the mountain, the people gathered together to Aaron and said to him, "Arise, make us mighty ones who, who go before us, for this Moshe, the man who brought us up out of the land of Mitzrayim, we do not know what has become of him." And Aaron has said to them, "Take off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters. Bring them to me." And all the people took off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them to Aaron. And he took this from their hand, and he formed it with engraving tool, and made a molten calf. And they said, "This is your mighty one, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim." And Aaron saw and built an altar before it. And Aaron called out and said, "Tomorrow is a festival to Yah." And they rose early on the next day, and burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink. They rose up to play, and Yah said to Moshe, "Go, get down, for your people whom brought out of the land of Mitzrayim have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I have commanded them. They have made themselves a molten calf, and have bowed down themselves to it, and slaughtered to it, and said, This is the mighty one of Israel, who brought you out of the land Mitzrayim." And Yah said to Moshe, "I have seen this people, and see, it is a stiff-necked people. And let me alone. And now let me alone, and that my wrath might burn against them, and I consume them, and make of you a great nation." But Moshe pleaded with Yah, his Elohim, and said, "Yah, why does your wrath burn against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Mitzrayim with great power and with a strong hand? Why should the Mitzrites speak and say, for evil he has brought out to kill them in the mountains, and to consume them in the face of the earth? Take them from the face of the earth. Turn from the heat of your wrath, and relent from the evil to your people. Remember Abraham, Yitzchak, and Israel, your servants, whom you swore by yourself, and said to them, I increased your seed like the stars of the heavens, and all this land that I have spoken of I give to your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And Yah relented from the evil which he said he would do to his people. And Moshe turned and went down from the mountain, and in his hand were the 2 tablets of the witness, tablets written on both their sides, written on the one and on the other. And the tablets were the work of the Elohim, and the writing of writing of Elohim.
Writing was.
And the writing was the writing of Elohim engraved on the tablets. And Yahushua heard the noise of the people they had as they had shouted, and he said to Moshe, a noise of battle in the camp. But he said, it is not the sound of those who shout of might, nor is the sound of those who cry out in weakness, but the sound of singing that I hear. And it came to be, and it came to be,
You're on verse 19.
and it came to be, as soon as he came near the camp, he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moshe's displeasure burned, and he threw the tablets out of his hands and broke them at the foot of the mountain. And he took the calf which they had made and burned it in the fire, and ground into powder and scattered it onto the face of the water, and made the children of Israel drink it. And Moshe said to Aaron, what did the people do to you that you have brought a so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, do not let the displeasure of my master burn. You know the people that it is in evil. And they said to me, make us mighty ones who go before us. For this Moshe is the man who brought out us from of the land of Mitzrayim.
23. Last paragraph. Right.
We do not know what has become of him. And I said to them, whoever has gold, let them take it off. And they gave it to me. And I threw it into the fire, and the calf came out. And Moshe saw that the people were let loose, and Aaron had let them loose to their shame among their enemies. And Moshe stood up in the entrance of the camp and said, who is for Yah? Come to me. And all the sons of Lewi gathered themselves to him. And he said to them, thus said Yah Elohim of Israel, each one put his sword on his side, pass over to and fro, one slay his brother,
Gate to gate.
From gate to gate in the camp, and each one slay his brother, and each one his friend, and each one his relative. And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moshe, and about 3,000 men of the people fell that day. And Moshe said, you are ordained, and
For
Yah today, and since one of and each one had been against his son and brother, so as to bringing upon a blessing today. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe said to the people, You have sinned a great sin. And now I am going up to Yah, if I might atone for your sin. And Moshe returned to Yah and said, Oh, These people have sinned a great sin, and have made for themselves a mighty one of gold. And now, if you will forgive their sin, but if not, please blot me out of your book, and which you have written. And Yah said to Moshe, whoever had sinned against me, I blot him out of my book. And now go, lead the people to see the place of which to the place which I have spoken to you. See, my messenger goes before you, and in the day of my visitation, I shall visit their sin upon them. And Yah plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron made.
33. And Yah said to Moshe, Come, go up from here, you and the people whom you have brought out of the land of Mizraim, to the land of which I swore to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Jacob, saying, To your seed I give it. And I shall send my messenger before you, and I shall drive out the Canaanite, and the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. For I do not go up in your midst, because you are a stiff-necked people, lest I consume you on the way. And when the people heard this evil word, they mourned. No one put on his ornaments. And Yah said to Moshe, Say to the children of Israel, You are a stiff-necked people. Should I go up in your midst for one moment, I shall consume you. And now take off your ornaments, and I shall know what to do to you. So the children of Israel took off their ornaments at Mount Horeb. And Moshe took his tent and pitched it outside the camp, far from the camp, and called it the tent of appointment. And it came to be that everyone who sought Yah went out to the tent of appointment, which was outside the camp. And it came to be, whenever Moshe went out to the tent, that all the people rose, and each man stood at his tent door and watched Moshe until he entered the tent. And it came to be, when Moshe entered the tent, that the column of cloud descended and stood at the door of the tent, and he spoke with Moshe. And all the people saw the column of cloud standing at the tent door, and all the people rose and bowed themselves, each one at the door of his tent. Thus Yah spoke to Moshe face to face, as a man speaks to his friend, and he would return to the camp. But his servant Yehoshua, son of Nun, a young man, did not leave the tent. And Moshe said to Yah, See, you are saying to me, Bring up this people. But you have not made known to me whom you would send with me, though you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my eyes. And now, please, if I have found favor in your eyes, please show me your way. Let me know you, so that I find favor in your eyes. Consider that this nation is your people. And he said, My presence does go, and I shall give you rest. And he said to him, If your presence is not going, do not lead us up from here. For how then shall it be known that I have found favor in your eyes, I and your people, except you go with us? Thus then we shall be distinguished, I and your people, from all the people who are upon the face of the earth. And Yah said to Moshe, Even this word you have spoken I shall do. You have found favor in my eyes, and I know you by name. And he said, Please show me your esteem. And he said, I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you, and I shall proclaim the name of Yah before you. And I shall favor him whom I have favor, and shall have compassion on him whom I have compassion. But he said, You are unable to see my face, for no man does see me and live. And Yah said, See, there is a place with me. You shall stand on the rock. It shall be, while my esteem passes by, that I shall put you in the cleft of the rock and cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I shall take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. Read all the way through this chapter 34. You read it?
Please.
Yah said to Moshe, Cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones. And I shall write on these tablets the words which are on the tablets which you wrote. And be ready in the morning. And you shall come up in the morning to Mount Sinai, and present yourself to me there on the top of the mountain. And let no man come up with you. And let no man be seen in all the mountain. And let not even the flock or the herd feed in front of that mountain. And he cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones, Moshe rose early in the morning and went up Mount Sinai, as Yah had commanded him. He took two tablets of stone in his hand. Yah came down in the cloud and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name Yahuwah Baruch Hashem. Yah passed before him and proclaimed Yahuwah, Yahuwah Baruch Hashem, and El, compassionate and showing favor, patient and great in loving commitment and truth, watching over loving commitment for thousands, forgiving crookedness and transgression and sin, but by no means leaving unpunished, visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and the fourth generation. Moshe hurried and bowed himself toward the earth and did obeisance, and said, If now I have found favor in your eyes, O Yah, I pray, let Yah go in our midst, even though we are a stiff-necked people, and forgive our crookedness and our sin, and take us as your inheritance. Bless you. And he said, See, I am making a covenant. Before all your people, I am going to do wonders such as has not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among you whom you are shall see the work of Yah. For what I am doing with you is awesome. Guard what I command you today. See, I am driving out from before you the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. Guard yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, lest it be a snare in your midst. But break down their slaughter places, and smash their pillars, and cut down their asherim. For you do not bow yourselves to another mighty one. For Yah, whose name is jealous, is a jealous cell, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they whore after their mighty ones, and slaughter to their mighty ones. And one of them invites you, and you eat of his slaughterings, and you take of his daughters for your sons, and his daughters whore after their mighty ones, and make your sons whore after their mighty ones. Do not make a molded mighty one for yourselves. Guard the festival of Matzot, the festival of unleavened bread. For 7 days you eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, in the appointed time of the new moon of Abib. Because in the new moon of Abib you came out of Mitzrayim. Everyone opening the womb is mine, and every male firstborn among your livestock, whether bull or sheep. But the firstborn of a donkey you ransom with the lamb, and if you do not ransom, you shall break his neck. Every firstborn of your sons you shall ransom. They shall not appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you work, but on the seventh day you rest, in plowing time and in harvest time. And perform the festival of Shavuot, the feast of weeks, for yourselves, of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the festival of ingathering at the turn of the year. 3 times in the year all your men are to appear before the Master Yah, the Elohim of Israel. For I dispossess nations before you, shall enlarge your borders, and let no one covet your land when you go up to appear before Yah, your Elohim, 3 times in the year. Do not slay the blood of my slaughter offering with leaven, and do not let the slaughtering of the festival of Pesach remain until morning. Bring the first of the first fruits of your land to the house of Yah, your Elohim. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. And Yah said to Moshe, Write these words, for according to the mouth of these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. And he was there with Yah 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread, and he did not drink water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words. And it came to be when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai, while the 2 tablets of the witness were in Moshe's hand, when he came down from the mountain, that Moshe did not know that the skin of his face shone, since he had spoken with him. And Aaron and all the children of Israel looked at Moshe and saw the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. Moshe called out to them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned to him. And Moshe spoke to them. And afterward, all the children of Israel came near, and he commanded them all that Yah had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. And when Moshe ended speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. Whenever Moshe went in before Yah to speak with him, he would remove the veil until he came out. And when he came out, he spoke to the children of Israel what he had been commanded. The children of Israel would see the face of Moshe, that the skin of Moshe's face shone. Moshe would put the veil on his face again until he went in to speak with him. After the reading of the Torah, blessed are you, Yah, our Elohim, King of the universe, who has given us the Torah of truth, planting within us life eternal. Blessed are you, Yah, who gives the Torah. Now we're going to read the prophet portion, which is from the book of First Kings, chapter 18. First Kings, chapter 18. We'll read the first 39 verses. One through 39. So we'll read the Torah blessing. Blessed are you, Yah, our Elohim, King of the universe, who has appointed devoted prophets, messengers of truth, whose teachings he has upheld. Blessed are you, Yah, who gives the Torah, Moshe his servant, Israel his people, and prophets of truth and righteousness. So what you want to do, why don't you read the verse 19. And I'll pick up from there.
1 through 19. And after many days it came to be that the word of Yah came to Eliyahu in the third year, saying, Go, present yourself to Ahab, and I give rain on the earth. Thereupon Eliyahu went to present himself to present, present, present himself to Ahab, and the scarcity of food in Cimarron was severe, and Ahab had called Eliyahu, Obadiah, who was over the house of Abiyahu, who was over his Abiyahu, who was over his house. Now Abiyahu feared Yah exceedingly, and it came to be when Isabel cut down the prophets of Yah, and Abiyahu, Obadiah, and taken 100 prophets, and hidden them 50 in a cave, and had fled them with bread and water. And Ahab and had said to Abiyahu, Obadiah, Go to the land and all springs of water, and to the wadis. It could be it could be that we find grass to keep the horses and mules alive, and not to have any livestock cut off. And they divided the land between them to pass over. Ahab went to one of the way by himself, and Obed-Yahu went to the way by himself. And as Obed-Yahu was on the way, then see Eliyahu met him, and he recognized him, and fell to his face, and said, This is that the master? Is that you, my master Eliyahu? And he answered him, It is. I go say to your master, Eliyahu is here. And he said, What have what have I sinned? And you have what have I sinned that you are giving your servant to the hand of Ahab to kill me? And as Yah, your Elohim lives, there is no nation or region reign where my master has not sent to look for you. And when they said, He is not there here, he made the rain or nations swear, and they could not find you. And now you say, go say to your master Eliyahu is here, and it shall be as soon as I am gone from you, that the spirit of Yah takes you and away and to a place I do not know, and I shall come to report to Ahab, and when he does not find you, he shall kill me. But but I, your servant, have feared Yah from my youth, and was reported to my master what I did when Isabel slew the prophets of Yah. I hid 100 men of the prophets of Yah, 50 into a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And now you say, go, say to your master Eliyahu is here. Then he shall slay me. And Eliyahu said, as Yah of the hosts of lives, before whom I stand, and I shall indeed show myself to him today. Obed Yahoo went to meet Ahab and informed him. And Ahab went to the meet Eliyahu, and it came to be, and Ali, when Ahab saw Eliyahu, that Ahab said to him, is that you, O disturber of Israel? And he answered, I have not disturbed Israel, but you and your father's house, that in that you have forsaken the commandments of Yah, and you have followed the Baals.
19. And now send and gather all Israel to me on Mount Carmel, the 450 prophets of Baal, and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who eat at Isabel's table. Ahab then sent for all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets on Mount Carmel. And Eliyahu came to all the people and said, how long would you keep hopping between two opinions? If Yah is Elohim, follow him, and if Baal, follow him. But the people answered him not a word. And Eliyahu said to the people, I alone am left a prophet of Yah, but the prophets of Baal are 450 men. Now let them give us 2 bulls, and let them choose 1 bull for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, and set no fire. And I prepare the other bull, and shall lay it on the wood, but set no fire. You shall call on the name of your mighty one, and I call on the name of Yah. The Elohim who answers by fire, he is Elohim. So all the people answered and said, the word is good. And Eliyahu said to the prophets of Baal, choose 1 bull for yourselves, and prepare it first, for you are many. Call on the name of your mighty one, but set no fire. So they took the bull which was given them, and prepared it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, answer us. But there was no voice, and no one answered. And they leaped about the slaughter place which they had made. And it came to be at noon that Eliah taunted them and said, cry aloud, for he is a mighty one. He is meditating, or he is busy, or he is on a journey, or it could be that he is asleep and has to be awakened. Cried aloud and cut themselves, according to their ruling, with knives and spears, until the blood gushed out on them. It came to be when midday was past that they prophesied until the time of bringing the evening offering. But there was no voice, and no one answered, and no one paying attention. And Eliah, who said to all the people, "Come closer to me." And all the people came closer to him. And he repaired the slaughter place of Yah that was broken down. And Eliyahu took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Yaakov, to whom the word of Yah had come, saying, Israel is your name. And with the stones he built a slaughter place in the name of Yah. And he made a trench around the slaughter place that large enough to hold 2 seahs of seed. And he arranged the wood and cut the bull in pieces and laid it on the wood and said, Fill 4 jars with water and pour it on the ascending offering and on the wood. And he said, Do it a second time. And they did it a second time. And he said, Do it a third time. And they did it a third time. And the water flowed around the slaughter place, and he filled the trench with water too. And it came to be at the time of bringing the evening offering that Eliyahu the prophet came near and said, Yahuwah Elohei, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Israel, let it be known today, you are Elohim in Israel, and I, your servant, have done all these matters by your word. Answer me, O Yah, answer me, and let this people know that you are Yahuwah Elohim, and you shall turn their hearts back to you again. Then the fire of Yah fell and consumed the ascending offering, and the wood and the stones and the dust, and it licked up the water that was in the trench. And all the people saw and fell on their faces and said, Yahuwah, he is the Elohim. Yahuwah, he is the Elohim. Now we go to Matthew chapter 9. You know what that is, right?
It's in the New Testament. It should be like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So what I'll have you do, you read 9:35 through 10:15. Okay? 9:35 through 10:15. 9:35 through 10:15. And I'll read the rest.
And Yah went to
Yahushua.
Yahushua went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their congregations and proclaiming the good news of the reign, and healing every disease and, and every bodily weakness among the people, and had and having the crowd and having seen the crowd, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were weary and scattered, as sheep having no shepherd. Then he said to his taught ones, The harvest surely is great, but the workers are few. Pray then that the master of the harvest would send out workers to his harvest. And having called his 12 taught ones near, he gave them authority over unclean spirits, and cast them out, and hear them, and heal them, to heal every disease and every bodily weakness. And these are the names of the 12 emissaries. First, Shimon, who is called Kepha, and Andrea, his brother, Yaakov, the son of Zabdiah, and Yohani, his Yohanan, his brother, Philip, Philip, and Bartholomew, Toma, and Yahu, the tech, the, the tax collector, Yaakov, the son of Alphai, and Labai, whose last name was Tade, Shimon the Canaanite, and Yahuda the Kiriot, and who did also deliver him from Kiriot, who did also deliver him up. Yah sent Yahushua sent 12 out, these 12 out, having commanded them, saying, do not go into the way of the Gentiles, and do not enter the city of Shemarites, but rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, proclaim, saying, the reign of the heaven has drawn near. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons. You have received without paying, give without being paid. Do not acquire gold or silver or copper for your money belt, or a bag for the journey, or two undergarments, or sandals, or staffs, for the workers is worthy of his food. And into whatever city or village you enter, ask who is worthy in it, and stay there is you leave until you leave. And as you enter a house, greet it, and if the house is worthy, let your peace come upon it. And but if but if it is but if you do so peace return to you. And whoever does not receive you nor hear your words when you leave that house or city, truly I say to you, it shall be more bearable for the land of Sodom and for that city.
See, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore be wise as innocent as doves. But beware of men, for they shall deliver you from my sake, as a witness to them and to the nations. When they deliver you up, do not worry about how or what you should speak. It shall be given to you in that hour what you shall speak. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking in you. Brother shall deliver up brother to death, and the father his child. And children shall rise up against parents, and shall put them to death. You shall be hated by all for my name's sake, but he who shall have endured to the end shall be saved. And when they persecute you in this city, flee to another. For truly I say to you, you shall by no means have gone through the cities of Israel before the son of Adam comes. A taught one is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the taught one to become like his teacher, and a servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebul, how much more those of his household? Therefore do not fear them. For whatever is covered shall be revealed, and whatever is hidden shall be made known. What I say to you in the dark, speak in the light. What you hear in the ear, proclaim on the housetops. Do not fear those who kill the body, but are unable to kill the being, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both being and body in Gehenna. Are not two sparrows sold for a copper coin, and not more than many sparrows? Everyone therefore who shall confess me before men, him I shall also confess before my Father who is in the heavens. But whoever shall deny me before my Father who is in the heavens. Do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to bring division. A man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter in law against her mother in law. And a man's enemies are those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He who does not take up his stake and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who has found his life shall lose it. He that has lost his life for my sake shall find it. He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives him who sent me. He who receives a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. He who receives a righteous one in the name of a righteous one shall receive a righteous one's reward. Whoever gives one of these little ones a cup of water only in the name of a taught one, truly I say to you, he shall by no means lose his reward. And it came to be, when Yehoshua ended instructing his 12 taught ones, that he set out from there to teach and to proclaim in their cities. Blessing to close. Blessed are you, Elohim, King of the universe, rock of all ages, righteous in all generations, steadfast, El, fulfillment, whose every teaching is truth and righteousness. Faithful are you, Yah, our Elohim, in all your promises, not one of which will remain unfulfilled. For you are a faithful and merciful Elohim and King. Blessed are you, Yah Elohim, faithful in all your promises. Show compassion for Zion, the fount of our existence, and bring hope soon to the humble spirit. Blessed are you, Yah, who brings joy to Zion. Bring us joy, Yah, our Elohim, through your prophet Eliah and the kingdom of the house of Dawid, your anointed. May Eliah come soon to gladden our hearts. May no outsider usurp Dawid's throne, and may no other inherit his esteem. By your holy name have you promised that his light shall never be extinguished. Blessed are you, Yah, shield of Dawid. Amen. Let's go back to Exodus. We're going to talk about Exodus a little bit. Chapter 30. Shemot. Go back the other way. Chapter 30. Start at chapter 30. Pick up on 11. Okay. So the first thing they talk about are taxes for atonement. Okay. Tisa is the word. Let's see what Tisa means. Tisa actually means. This week's portion, right? Tisa. I think this is to give each one to give. When you take, it means when you take. Okay. Tisa. So this is something that is of the theme. The theme is to actually. How do you do this? How would you put this? When you take Tisa. No, it's like when you're gathering in these things, when you're amassing, when you're putting these things together. So this is taking the census of the children of Israel. You're taking an accounting of how many people are amongst the children of Israel as a registry. But this is the purpose of atonement. It's like when you look at verse 12, it says, when you take the census of the children of Israel to register them, each one shall give an atonement for his life to Yah when you register them, so that there is no plague among them when you register them. So interestingly, this is about counting the number of Israelites in order to make sure that everyone is pretty much on the same page and doing what the Torah expects them to do. And this registry, this census and this registry is dealing with making sure that they are following the instructions and giving of themselves to Yah so that they shall receive atonement. Um, that too, but also deal with what's here and now. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just think about the world to come. You also want to think about how to make sure you're preserved right now. Exactly. You should have a kingdom here as well.
In the world, the kingdom here and the kingdom there.
Exactly, to come. So the key is to establish the kingdom now so that there'll be a smoother transition to get into the kingdom to come. And that's the people's responsibility. So they're giving a shekel, right? A half a shekel that goes to the temple or the tabernacle. Okay. And you see Aaron and his children, look at verse 17 and 18. They do what's called, they make a mikvah or
Mitzvah.
mikvah. Mikvah is an immersion where you do ceremonial washing. So, uh, baptism. I mean, you've heard of baptism
Yes.
here, right? Okay, so this was something that was done ceremonially. It was done regularly, not only by the priest, but by anybody who came into the temple. Even when they got home, they did a ritual cleansing.
Now this isn't that.
Right, we don't do ritual cleansing.
It's like
I mean,
rare.
right, but they had different shoes on. They had, open right sandals, their hands. So when they came in, they washed their sandals, they washed their face, and they washed their feet. They called it ablutions as well. And that was something they did to just cleanse themselves from their journey because they walked or rode a donkey or camel, so they would
Very
cleanse
dirty.
themselves. Not very dirty, but it was just
Somewhat
cleanliness was the main focus of Israelites. They wanted to always remain spiritually clean, exactly, and physically clean, and mentally clean. They wanted to remain clean on all levels. No, the calf was definitely not cleansed at all. But they made incense and they made spices for the anointing. Incense is good. You know what incense represents when you get into it? No, I mean it's the aroma. It's something that's offered up. So what would incense be offered up as? They would make it on the altar. They would actually put it on the altar, and it would go up before Yah, and Yah would accept it. So what would that symbolize? Our message to Him, which would be our prayers, right? So it's a symbol of prayers. Excuse me. And so, excuse me. Let's deal with chapter 30, just in brief. Chapter 31, you're dealing with a couple of things. You're dealing with the men appointed to make the lid of atonement, who had been given the spirit of Yah and all wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And so, each of us have gifts, right? The key for us is to use those gifts so that we can excel and assist others in what the purpose of creation is. Okay, so your gifts, what God has given you the gift of, whichever you discover, you may have an understanding now, but as you get older, you'll discover that you'll have other gifts that are much more dormant that you have to bring out. Could be, yeah. You could be very much an artist. Very much that could be a part of it. But you got to understand how you're going to use that to serve the creator and the people. You see what I'm saying? It's all right. And so then you're dealing with the Sabbath. When you remember what we read about the Sabbath?
can't work on it, can't do anything on it.
Why is that?
You can do
But you can't profane the Sabbath. You can't just do ordinary things on the Sabbath day. Why is that the case?
because that's the day of rest.
Okay. What makes it the day of rest?
It's the
Rest, that repose, that stopping of doing regular things outside the house was focused on what do you think? What do we do on Sabbath? What do we do here?
study.
We do what? What else? We serve Yah, we worship, we fellowship, and we rest. You get to fellowship with your friends. You talk about spiritual matters. You talk about Torah, things like that. Because that day, it's a regeneration. It's a spiritual regenerative day. We regenerate on that day. We become more powerful in the spirit. It's an appointment, and it's the keeping of a commandment. It's okay. Okay, so the Sabbath is crucial. You didn't go to sleep.
I got a 45-minute nap.
So 32, you talk about the golden calf and the rebellion of Israel. What did Moshe, what was Moshe instructed to tell the Israelites who didn't?
To slay their.
Okay. Why do you think they made them do that? Why were they made to do that?
I do not know really.
I mean, just think about it.
Punishment.
Why would it be that severe though?
Because we can't worship any other god.
Okay, so what would be the recourse, or what would be the result if all those people just were allowed to continue in their life? How would that affect the nation of Israel?
We would have not been the chosen ones.
Okay,
One. Two. We would be really unclean.
will we be serving Yah in spirit and truth? How would we not be serving Yah in spirit and truth? Idols. Okay, so we'll be serving idols. You know where that golden calf came from? Like where the idea came from? I mean, in a spiritual sense, yes. Where did Israel just come out of?
Yeah.
From Egypt, okay, from Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim. Um, deep thing about Mitzrayim, what people uh, consider, they were super advanced, but they were idolaters. They were polytheists. They served more than one god.
Right? I got the idea from.
The golden calf is called Het Heru in Egyptian mythology. It was the calf god, the golden calf, and it was the mother of all life. Okay. She gave birth to life. Right. Right. She was the mother of Heru, symbolically. I mean, this is just the mythology that is surrounding Egypt's religious system. So, um, even now, even to this day, very much so. Yeah, very much so.
It's still.
Very much so. There's principles, they call them netaru, um, which are the principles of divine order, so to speak, that are in existence in Egypt. So Israel had amongst them Egyptians who had come out too. So they were saved from the plagues and the crossing of the Red Sea because they had followed Yah's instructions. But when they got into the wilderness, they got let loose, so to speak. They lost sight of the vision. There's a passage in Proverbs that says, when there is no vision, the people are let loose. So what happened was they didn't see Moses anymore. Moses was their leader. Moses was directing them and guiding them, right?
So without, wow, they were really like sheep.
Right, without a leader. They just went in their own directions. They did what they thought was right. Exactly. Right. And it's the same thing like we had leaders at one time in the 60s, 50s and 60s, Malcolm and Martin, right?
Yes.
When Malcolm and Martin got killed, we started doing bad. The Black Panthers came on the scene. They started taking care of the community and, making sure the children were fed, making sure the people were getting educated, making sure the people were being protected.
So sometimes the parents wouldn't.
Well, they were poor. They were poor people. They were dealing with poor people. We are an oppressed and poor people. But the Panthers were trying to make sure that we were protected, that we got food, and we got clothes, and we got educated. Okay? But when they took the Panthers out, that's when everything just went down. The sheep just lost their minds again. With no shepherd, exactly. And so Moshe was like that shepherd. When he got away for 40 days and 40 nights, the people got impatient. They lost sight. And Aaron, his brother, got influenced by the people as opposed to staying strong and being like, look, we got to just stand strong and wait till this is done with. So then Moshe comes down, breaks the tablets. He sees the people all let loose, and has the people killed. the rebels who had become like an infectious disease. It's like cancer. If you don't cut the cancer off or prevent the cancer from spreading, it's going to spread throughout your whole body and you will eventually die. So Israel spiritually would have died and just become, you know, a non-people, non-people anymore. Their purpose would not have been fulfilled. This is applicable to our life today. This is why it's so important for us to find our purpose in life that the Creator has called us to fulfill. You can think, oh, this is what I want to do, but sometimes we got to step outside of our own understanding, really get still and silent, meditate, reflect, and discover what's inside of us. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying like our thoughts aren't inside of us, but a lot of times we get influences from the outside world. I want to do this because they're doing that. Instead of really getting still and discovering who you are and what you're to be doing. So Moshe then encounters Yah. What did Yah say about him seeing Moses? Moses seeing him face to face. Is that possible? Could you see Yah face to face?
Let's cut my basket. Well, you can't see him face to face. Spirit.
In a sense, right? In a sense. In a sense, right? He spiritually commune with Yah. But Moshe was asking for him to go with him, for his presence to be amongst them. Okay, or he wouldn't go, move forward.
Prayer.
Prayer is a way that we communicate with Yah. Yah communicates with us through meditation and through His Word. Okay, that's how Yah speaks to us through meditation, spiritual revelation, and through His Word. Okay. So now we get a new covenant made, a renewed covenant in chapter 34 when Moses goes up on the mountain and he's told how merciful Yah is, but how righteous Yah is, and that when we're wrong, He'll punish us. He'll forgive us if we truly repent and turn back to Him. Repentance is like everything. Okay? And He tells us to not make any covenants with the people of the land, but to break down their altars, smash their pillars, cut down their asherim, which are their trees, their sacred trees. They had sacred trees, kind of like a Christmas tree, where they would actually bring their gifts and worship and actually have what they call fertility rites that took place there. None of those things we're to do to Yah. God does not desire that for us. Okay? He has us being set apart, righteous, clean, and holy people. And then He brings up these festivals, the festivals of unleavened bread, the festival of weeks, the festival of tabernacles. Those are pilgrimage festivals that we go up to the land. We're supposed to go up to the land every year for those 3 feast days. To the land. We're supposed to go up to Jerusalem for those 3 feast days. You're supposed to present yourself before Yah every year. And then, why do you think Moses' face started to shine? His whole body started to shine again when he was in Yah's presence. Why is that?
He was starting to get more holy.
Okay. Okay. So his level of consciousness ascended, it rose, right? Because he drew closer to Yah. He actually returned to his original nature.
So we're supposed to be.
We're beings of light. What's your body? What's your body made up of most? What chemical makes up the most percentage of your body? Water. Right. You're composed mostly of water.
Water is clear and something.
Well,
That's and if it's
is water conductive?
yes.
Can like electricity be used in water?
Yes.
Okay, so
but it will.
right, it's a spark. But our bodies are electrochemical, right? How hot is your body on a regular? What's your normal temperature? know what your normal temperature is usually? 98. 98 degrees. You go outside on a 98-degree day.
You're gonna hot. Get.
That's hot. But your body on a regular day, on a healthy day, is
98
degrees. Okay. You ever heard of a defibrillator? No. You know what happens when people have heart attacks? What they do? Exactly. What do they use to get their heart back? Electricity. Why would they use electricity on your body? That's what your body is made of. You remember I said your body's an electrical chemical plant organism because you have an electrical impulse that's going through your body. You ever touch something and you get shocked? Yep. Okay. Many times. That means you need more water, number one. But really, what it's saying is you are a light conductor. So Chandler, your first name, is fitting. Light. You're supposed to bear light. You're supposed to shine. Let's focus. The light that Moses shone from his face, everyone has the potential to do that. Because that's the image and likeness of Yah. Light. Yah's light. That's how we're supposed to reflect his image and his likeness. Do you have any questions from anything that we read?
I didn't know that Aaron just. I thought that they convinced him to do it, and he didn't want to do it.
Pretty much. That's pretty much it. They pretty much convinced him.
I think I might have got that in the wrong way.
They pretty much convinced him to do it. Any other thoughts? Don't throw that aside. Got a pretty good understanding of the reading?
I'm good.
That's it.
Bye.
Shalom,
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom. Wait a minute.
What you want to say?
I want to say everything.
Come over here. They can't see you. Come over here. They can't see you. Stop, bro. Come over here. Do you want to see it or not, Messiah? Come this way. Come this way.
No, sucker.
I'm not going to put it on here. Just say shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.